started to get into it in about 1990. Just wanted to do something that you're not supposed to do.
My family thought I was going to die. They just give up.
I was more scared of living than I was dying.
I was brought up in Germany. Dad was in the army. Probably started drinking when I was about 13, 14. Like going out on a Friday night, Saturday night, getting drunk, out in the streets.
I started getting into taking a lot of temazepam, sleeping tablets. It was like, and then I started after the set, and then at the weekend I was just taking a lot of ecstasy. Do you know what I mean? It was just, and then I was also drinking a lot of alcohol. I got into a lot of ecstasy. I got into a lot of amphetamines, and then heroin and crack cocaine. There's not much and tablets. There's not much I never took with it with drugs, but drugs destroyed me.
My childhood was very abusive. There was the mental, physical and sexual abuse, you know, and all I did was run away from home. You know, I was told the first time I ran away from home I was 6 years old.
Addictive Behaviours is a treatment agency. My job's slightly different. I work with the families, the people who are affected by someone else's drug or alcohol use. I've learned most by listening to people. People usually get in touch when they're desperate. Typically it's maybe a mum or a dad who's been living with a son or a daughter or a partner who's got an addiction problem, and they'll spend a lot of money, a lot of emotion, a lot of all sorts of things, and they'll be doing that for maybe years before they actually get round to saying, I'm not managing, I need help.
They're in crisis when they ring us. A lot of families will spend the time. I mean, it's a natural instinct of a parent. If there's something wrong with one of your children, normally it's your role to put it right. Where with addiction it's not the same. You haven't got the control. And their state of mind is that they've spent probably years trying to control the situation or mend or, you know, get a person better or whatever way they see it. And they've used all their energy up trying to do that.
In the end, I had no one. In the end, I was living on the streets in Middlesbrough with nothing.
Because I was in Germany, all the drugs were real. Ecstasy was ecstasy. Fet was fet. Acid was acid. Whereas nowadays it's all so mixed up, and you can get some right dodgy gear. Real dodgy gear.
Well, I'm psycho.
First time I did a trip, my very first acid trip, we were all together in a group. There was about 15, 16 of us, and we went out there just to go completely off our nut. I'd never known what could be bad with drugs. So my last time I'd done the trip, and I started getting pins and needles in my face, and I started seeing like the grass had growing, all this weird crap. I shit myself. I really shit myself.
I was taking a lot of ecstasy and that at the time. I was going to a lot of raves, and I knew a lot of people, and a lot of people knew me. And that was the in thing at the time, to be out on the E's and all that, and have the designer clothes and all that.
Sounds pathetic, but it was like fashionable. It was just a part and parcel. Some people took drugs, some people didn't. You take drugs, you go off your nut, have a really, really good night, and some people didn't. Drugs are an experience, I guess, to get into your own head. You've got different types of drugs. Like you've got some real powerful psychedelic drugs. You've got drugs like ketamine, Special K, horse tranquilizers that will give you out-of-body experiences. There's nothing that you could ever imagine could do that to you without taking that. Some people say it's spiritual, some people say it's a laugh. It's just an experience.
Part of withdrawing off the drugs was withdrawing from the lifestyle as well.
Now I've got myself back, things are coming back. You know what I mean? It's simple for me. It's like, when I lost myself, I lost everything else. You know what I mean? Now I've put the drugs down, I've got myself back.
I craved to die every time. The next day that came along, I I used to think, how do I cope with the next 24 hours? Yeah, now I'm in recovery. That's how I live my life. I live my life clean and sober 24 hours a day.
Life now is a lot better. I don't have panic attacks. Well, I do. It's like once or twice a year, but I don't really class them as panic attacks. I sleep better. I still get sleep paralysis every so often where I just wake up, but don't wake up. I've got myself a job. I've had it for like 4 or 5 years. It's been the longest job I've had. It's okay.
I've got ambition in life today, and I'll get there. It's like climbing a ladder. You never know getting to the top, but you never ever think you're going to stop up there, because you never. You've got to keep going and going, because you never. When you're up there and you think, oh, I'm better than anyone, you never know you're going to pass down on the way back. You know what I mean? So you just got to keep going, and that's life, and that's all I've got to say.
Close to me, wanna stay.